Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the USO, the UUP, the GLD, and the TLT on the daily, weekly, monthly time frames using technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So let's get right into the daily USO. 21 million on the day, 6 cents up. Not a great showing, not the worst, not the best, but it is holding this 924 area. Let's wait for pattern here, guys. We're looking for sideways consolidation in the low end range of this bar. That means we could possibly be setting up for lower prices. If this ends up retracing, watch for the retrace into the 20 MA. If it gets above that, then watch for the 50 MA. Then ultimately, if it gets above that, then we're looking at gap fill and possibly the 200 MA with the trend line up here. That's a great area for a possible short or to start a short in the USO. And we'll keep an eye on this one. But if this one stays in the lower range, then most likely we're going to $9, $8.99. So watch for that. And then, I think we're going lower, but one day at a time with this one, guys, and we'll see how it sets up on the weekly chart. Weekly close was Friday. Let's go on here. Weekly looks a little bit weaker. Kind of the same thing. Comes in, bounces up, comes in, bounces up, comes in. Do we go lower this time, or does it catch a bid, around the $9 area, and then we go make one more leg up, and then maybe the next leg down to the 815 and the 765 double bottom. So, but we'll keep an eye on this one. Volume was okay last week, pretty much matched the week before, but we do have 4 candles down, which possibly could lead us to lower prices. So keep an eye on the USO. If you're long, just tighten those stops up, and if you're short, enjoy the ride, knowing that $9 is going to be a big area, as well as you got another little pivot around 879 too, so watch for that. So let's go into the UUP. UUP on the daily. Volume wasn't too bad, 917, still lighter than the last day. We got this nice pop, but still down, sideways, bearish pattern, just like this, down, sideways, little pop, down. Down, sideways, pop, 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 and then where are we going to be on next week? Was still above the 20 MA, which is still slightly bullish, but overall it's bearish, guys. Let's go to the weekly. Volume was light too as well. Weekly chart, gosh, look at that, guys. That's setting up for lower prices. I would expect maybe a little retrace up into the 20 and the 50 in this trend line. Once we get up at there, I think we're going right back down. I still like the $24 area if it gets down in there to 200 MA, this pivot. This is the weekly, guys, so a little bit more support. But if that cracks, guys, then we're really going downtown. You're probably coming to this pivot 23, 29. Then you have some lower pivots, some gaps to fill, and then even on the daily you have some gaps. But one step at a time. Let's see if this pattern plays out, or does it fail and we break up. We break above this trend line, guys. Who knows? The dollar can be off and running. So right now we're kind of 50-50. It could go here, or this thing can reverse and start ripping heads off. So be careful with the US or with the UUP. For this is setting up still in a bearish pattern, regardless what is going to happen in the next couple weeks. But this is 4 weeks sideways. We get another 4 or 5 weeks sideways down in this range, down in here. 20 MA curls in the price on the weekly. That could send this thing off lower. So just keep an eye on this pattern. Let's see what happens this week and on Friday's close as well. GLD. GLD, volume wasn't bad on the weekly. Let's go to the daily. We did have Grandma talking on Wednesday, so we did get a big spike, but right back to normal. Had a nice reversal, guys. This thing was ripping and right back down on Fed lip service day. We still are at the lower end of the range with the consolidation under the 50 and the 20. So right now this is looking a little bit weak, guys. Big area here, gap fill, this trend line. This trend line breaks, we start going, we confirm below it, we're going to 115.56, and then we have to take it from there. If it does break and start moving down lower, we will be adding to our gold position one more time for the next wave up. So right now though, this is looking a little bit head and shouldery, so this could be a head and shoulder breakdown. If it breaks down, we could be right back to 106. 109 area, and then we'll be adding more in that one. Like I said, slow and steady though. Well, we took half position off here. We'll do a quarter here, maybe a quarter there, and maybe add a little bit more down here if it goes to 100. I still like the 100 area too, just in case. One more move up I love. Actually, no, the head and shoulder did negate right here. Barely though, so it's still kind of intact, but we'll see how it comes, or see what happens if it does come down to that lower line. Weekly chart. gold, nothing wrong, still above the 20 and the 200 MA on the weekly. Here's that big trend line. So holding up okay, a little bit bullish consolidation. We're still above this line here. We still went into the gap fill here. That's why we came in. Let's see if this area holds on support and we start just going sideways. We'll see if the 20 MA will curl in the price and go, or do we just gap lower and go. So right now, this is your big area, this trend line here. If that cracks, then we'll probably have lower prices to come. So be careful with the GLD, especially if you bought it long up here. We bought it 110.50 area, so we're fine with the trade still. We sold half, so we're in the driver's seat. So the TLT though, guys, TLT overall still slightly bearish. Inside bar, chopping around, a little bit of a retrace. We're back into the 50 MA here, but we're above the 20 and the 200, so it's slightly bullish. But we are running into some resistance up in here. So just be careful in this trade. The volume wasn't bad. That was the weekly, I should say. So overall though, down sideways, guys. That pattern wants to be negated. It's got to get above say 130, 150 area, 132. You have the gap fill around there. Yeah, 132, and then of course the 750. But if it goes right back up, it could go sideways bullish and then makes the next move up. So right now, still a little bit weak, but it's trying to get above the MAs here. It gets above there. Let's keep an eye on what pattern is going to develop. Right now, it's just kind of chopping and slopping. A little bit bullish, but more on the bearish side. So unless it moves up a little bit more. On the daily chart, daily volume, I mean, we had good volume on the Fed lip service day again. Then the two light days were just chopping around. So on the TLT right now, bullish on the daily, above the MAs, going sideways. Next move up, let's see if this thing can start moving. We'd have the gap window, the gap fill up in here, gap fill, pivot top, gap fill. There's a lot of stuff coming up. Big area though here would be the 230.50 area or the 130.50 area. Let's see if we could get there off this pattern here. So let's wait for pattern. Bullish pattern. Let's see if this 20 MA curls in the price. Let's see if this thing takes off. So let's give it into next week, maybe until next Thursday, Friday. See what the pattern is. Maybe we do come back in, maybe a little retrace and then pop up. So keep an eye on the TLT, guys. This one could be ready to possibly be moving up. So if we did buy it down in here, you know, gosh, we were waiting a little bit lower. It just never made it there. And look at that. It just took off. We would have been out right there. 116 to 124, half out, boom, come back in, ride it back up, maybe sell the half up here and just say thank you very much. But the TLT, guys, nothing wrong. Let's see if this thing breaks out other than big bearish pattern. That's it on the daily too. You can see it there. I believe you can see it on the weekly really good too, or on the monthly. Monthly, I think, so yeah, even a little bit uglier. Nice retrace, guys. Nice big inside bar retrace. Nice. This is setting up beautifully for a short. But let's see if we get one more big candle up, then we could go sideways possibly for a long. So not to confuse everybody, but right now this is bearish. If we continue up, then we'll watch for a bullish pattern. But right now this is setting up for possible to do a gap up and then to crap out and do lower prices to come. So big one for this one. Again, you have a channel. A lot of these have channels, guys. This is the lows right into here. So if it goes back up, we could go back to 144, hit that channel, possibly go through. If that doesn't happen, and boom, we come right back down. So watch the TLT, guys. Very important chart to watch. All right, guys, if you like these videos, go to StockBookie.com, sign up for the free membership, and you'll get videos like this. You'll get email alerts to our live sessions, trade ideas, a little bit of education, and hopefully find some trades out there to make money. Again, StockBookie.com. Go there. It's free. Sign up, guys, today. So, all right, I really appreciate you guys coming by, watching my videos, and hopefully we can get some action this week with a little bit more volume. We'll see how Monday starts, and we'll take it from there, guys. All right, everybody, have a great week. God bless. See you on the charts.